Rec187 and welcome back to Combat Battle for Normandy. We are continuing with the Prelude on the Seine scenario where we're trying to embiggen the bridgehead over the river Seine with the 4th Somerset Light Infantry. Last time we did discover a Panzer IV in the middle of the main road here, so we're giving that a bit of a wide berth at the minute. There was a good suggestion from Warts and All to check out my remaining Bren carriers to see which ones carry Piats, because some of them do. We're not in particularly useful positions, so you can see this one here has got a Piat and some AT ammo as well. My plan at the minute, obviously I'm going to drop a whole bunch of mortars in here, it's already planned, just to try and degrade the infantry support for the tank. I am moving an AT section somewhere, this chap, in quite a wide berth around, just to potentially get themselves in position where they could close in on the rear of that Panzer IV, hopefully having nullified any infantry support. And then plan C is wait for our Cromwells to turn up. Meanwhile, we're going to be pushing up the flanks, and our immediate interest is taking over this sawmill objective, which we did a good job of ousting one of the heavy machine guns last episode, and this time we're going to continue where we left off. So we've got a machine gun team which is fleeing from this set of foxholes. There's a known machine gun emplacement in this set of foxholes, and there's an HQ team, or at least one of them, lurking in the rear of this building. So maybe we'll just hit the big old red button and we'll press forward with the first minute, see what happens in this neck of the woods, and then we'll potentially pull off. Oh, that's good. Our fleeing Germans getting mowed down there by one of our Bren teams. Always satisfying. Now we've got readjusted the scout team just to direct fire on this building. Also they had inadvertently left their Bren carrier. I've got another team going to pick up the Bren carrier so we can come forward and support, and then I've got an infantry section closing in, admittedly across the open ground. But I'm hopeful I've got enough supporting fire over here to keep the Germans down, although it might not be the way of it. Let me get a closer look at what's going on. Lots of Bren fire, none of it's having a particularly astounding effect though. I mean, to me those bullets that are going straight through the guy. Oh. Well, at least one of them did in the end. Well fought, well fought. He put up a valiant effort. So we've got an HMG we have to dig out. And, ooh, okay. I'm going to suggest bad things may have happened to this team. Not horrendous. We took one casualty. Looks like we've had the good sense to fire back. So they were just kind of on a move order through the woods here. So one thing I'm finding in the woods is generally I'm finding the enemy positions by taking casualties. This is potentially the same German HQ team that actually I lost my sniper unit to. Which, yeah, actually it is. So, in hindsight, I probably should have known there was someone in that vague neck of the woods, but I will accept the loss of a lone rifleman. I'll try and dig him out. There's also a machine gun over here, which we are slowly attempting to work our way into position to try and dislodge as well. Being a bit of an effort. Right, who has eyes on... What do you guys do? What can you see? Man hiding in his foxhole. I'm okay with that. Long may he stay there. Good. And no contact up there. That's fine. You guys are presumably going to hit the deck and return fire, and we'll get some other elements of your platoon to close the gap. There we go. I found words in the end. Good, right, so up here in the sawmill, I'm going to have this team tend to choose the assault order, which is not one I particularly use. We'll give it a go, why not? Tend to be a lot more fine control living, but come in and assault this building. I'm slightly worried you're going to end up with a heavy machine gun to your face. So why don't you, once you get in the building, face this direction? Sorry. And then hopefully you'll stay away from... There's only really one position back here where you're going to be really exposed to that machine gun. So if you guys say come to this window, I'm going to have you maneuver down here, help out. You guys, I'm going to keep up this target, but I'm going to put it on briefly, judging you'll need maybe 30 seconds before the first animals get in. We'll try that, and then we shall bring up the brain carrier. At some point I'll swap you guys around, so you have the right order, and we'll bring you up support as well. And I think long term we'll, I'm unsure actually the best way of dealing with this machine gun team. I was tempted just to pile a load of people with automatic weapons into this building, where you think they'd get the jump on the team. Just what logic would dictate, but it doesn't always work out that way. Good. And everything else is fairly steady. You guys all have orders for moving forward. You don't, but other people do it? Yeah, okay, that's fine. I'll keep you where you are so we're not too far ahead of the team. Good. Alright, we'll do 1 more minute live and then I'll probably have to go away and double check everybody's orders. It's very easy to lose track of people in this wooded scenario. And forget that someone's just been hanging around for a while. We'll see if we can at least get our assault in this building. They will shoot for at least 30 seconds, which is hopefully long enough for the Germans. It depends how quickly they advance and how quickly they kind of flop down on the ground. First elements there, first section. You guys don't seem to be doing too much in terms of supporting. Right, 3 seconds and they'll stop at least. Oh, okay. Where have you guys come from? Another HQ team. Is that the same one? Would appear not. Well, that's disappointing. And poorly timed for this poor assault section. Of course, it's a brain gunner. Always a brain gunner to go first. Okay. Now, you're not in a great position. Can you guys help out? Yeah, you're helping out. Good lad, leaning over the brain carrier there to put your weight of fire in. Beautiful. Okay, we've got them suppressed. Oh, 1 casualty. Beautiful. I'd much rather cause casualties by this kind of overwhelming weight of fire than I would by anything else. Like getting involved in the building just sounds unpleasant. Good. Right, let's see what happened with our duel with the HQ unit. Well, flashing icon's a bad sign. Although it may be from our first loss. Let's find out. Nope, another rifleman goes down. His MP40's doing good work, unfortunately. Stop running, start firing. What a bold brain carrier. Oh, he's grenading. Oh, nice. Can we please say we gun him down, don't let him run away? Okay, here goes one of them. Oh, a couple of misses. And he's gone. Okay, good. Ish. It was a 2 for 2 trade. I'm not sure I'm that happy with it, but it's a start. Alright, cool. Back into command phase. That's fine. We're just going to throw weight of fire on this building and clear it out before we advance. We're holding in there in the centre waiting for our mortars to fall, and I'll keep probing up here. And I'll probably put a bit of a cut in until we find something a bit more of interest to talk about. So I'll see you in a few. A few minutes down the line, I just thought I'd bring you back in for the final battle for the sawmill. We've got that headquarter unit, a couple of MP40s in amongst this building here. I see we did have a scout detachment make it into this building, and unfortunately the brain gunner died on the way in, so the rifleman didn't have too much of a chance, even though we were laying down a lot of suppressive fire from outside. We did have another team moving into this building just to help us clear out. And finally, through weight of all, we eventually, there it goes, just goes there, we get the last machine gunner. Meanwhile, as you can see happening over here, the machine gun team finally broke from the onslaught of our brain carrier here. and they broke and ran away, but unluckily for them, we'd pushed a second Bren carrier just up here to kind of cut off their retreat. Originally, the plan, or the thought had been he could come around here and just provide another fire angle, just to help alleviate these guys sooner, but they broke early, but thankfully they just ran into trouble. And that, I believe, is the last German alive in the entirety of the sawmill. Although I will send this rifle team in the building, just to confirm that. Not the greatest close quarters team in the world, but they will do. Meanwhile, the mortar rounds have started falling, so we'll see what effect they have. And the machine gunner, who had been... It actually caused me a fair amount of problems when I went back and checked. You can see I've lost 4 riflemen out of this troop, what am I on about, section. But he has fallen by the wayside as well. I didn't see happen. But there is his body, machine gun in hand. So that's good. We seem to have cleared out most of the known threats on this flank. I can't remember if I addressed it or not, but this Bren carrier got bogged down in the last episode. And so it's 2 we've lost to the conditions. But yeah, that's everything essentially along the line of contact that we've identified on this half of the map gone. So we're going to continue to push forward. We're not far off Seine, Goose and Charlie. So what had been, I think it was A company here, yep, my reserve platoon. If I don't get the wrong keys for the map camera, I've been funneling them across into this area of the woods, and I'm going to push them towards objective Charlie. Bravo company here, I will probably leave behind... don't know who actually. I don't want to leave behind a whole platoon, so I might just leave behind this section to hold the sawmill, because I'm not expecting a counterattack. And then everyone else is going to push forward quite wide and be part of my flanking force on the AC objective. Meanwhile, I still haven't encountered any resistance up this right hand flank as we head towards Seine, Goose and objective Beer, which is interesting. I'm expecting to run into trouble at one point, but at least I've got some support, and these scout cars has now arrived. And in the middle, yeah, being fairly cautious. Now I'm quite happy because I've got a lot of time is to hold, and yeah, because as we push up around, we can always collapse in on this position if we need some additional firepower. And of course, waiting for the tanks to turn up. So that's where we are. That was the last scuffle for the sawmills. That's entirely ours. And yeah, we'll push on. And maybe next time I come back when we are in and around objective Beer, or alternatively, if my super sneaky Piet team, who are here, get into position, although they're taking a fairly circuitous route for obvious reasons, so it might be a while before they get into a position to potentially threaten that Panzer IV. I'll bring you back as and when we've got something to talk about. Okay, we are a few minutes further down the line, and we're just starting our first attack on the Chateau at Beer, and we have crossed Seine, Goose. So head of it's green. We did identify through our scouts a couple of German positions. We've got a foxhole position here with a, German infantry section, platoon of some description in here, squad, probably a better word for it. And there's also an HMG tucked in just in here. We've got the grey icon. So we managed to identify those without taking casualties, I'm pleased to report. And we've brought up our scout cars. So we've got our 37mm here, our 40mm on this side, and our dingo is just going to kind of push up the middle here. We haven't identified any significant threats or any real threats to our vehicles, so the plan at the minute is going to be just to use their firepower on the known positions, supported by our Bren carriers, and then we'll push in with infantry just to make sure these positions are taken out, and also to screen. And as you see, the 37 gets to work straight away on this little foxhole position and takes out with his first shot. We can go back and have a wee scoot at that, because these things, it's one of these confirmation bias, but never seems to happen this way around. Machine gunner, actually, and his mate. 2 crosses. So that's fantastic work there for the little scout car, and we'll push in with our infantry to make sure they are gone and dusted. Done and dusted, even make more sense. Other thing I want to talk about, because everything else has been fairly just steady as we were, but popped up over here have been some Germans who have I assumed were dead and gone. Apparently they've just been hiding in this little building, and all of a sudden have found their bravery again. And not only that, he's got a blooming HMG with him. Now thankfully his first 30 seconds of combat, he's absolutely fluffed his shots and hasn't injured anyone, which is good, but that's definitely dangerous. It seems to be the surviving member, obviously, from this HMG team. I'm really surprised he actually took it with him, but there you go. And hopefully we'll manage to dig him out with the with this brain carrier here. So what we'll... because, yeah, I don't really want to bring too much infantry in the way. But hopefully we can bring him in just to give this gunner a better target. Don't want to move or reverse. Probably move. Then the forward gunner will get a go as well. It is not that comfortable position because of this close range. Well, obviously the guy sticking his head out is exposed, and in addition, the absolutely penetrate the Bren. Bren's not bulletproof by any stretch of imagination. Now, you chaps who were doing a bit of casualty work have picked up a second Bren gun. That's pretty satisfying. I'm going to get you to quickly come into this building, just in case we end up with him suppressed. They'll be able to finish him off. Watch me take a bunch of casualties. Okay, meanwhile, over here on the farmstead, or chateau, as it is actually, we've got our scout cars moving in. We've got our Bren just sneaking into position here. Should hopefully be able to put some fire onto that HMG position. I'm slightly worried as to what potential AT weapons and ammunitions may have here. That's fine and dandy to get things kicked off. So I'm trying to keep infantry fairly close to keep with the scouting, because I just don't know. And the lines of sight in this forest are pretty terrible. I'll give you guys a wee hunt forward, and maybe I will use my Bren carrier rather than my dingo. Go and check out the remnants of that position. I'll just have you scoot over a little bit, and that way, if there's a man lurking with a well-aimed Panzer Faust, because I don't think there's Panzer Strikes in that team, then I lose my carrier rather than my dingo. Which is, yeah, I'd rather have the 37mm. Just the way it goes. As it stands, we're still slowly waking our way in with... Where is he? Here we go. A P8 team. You can bring them all the way up around here. I did notice that there's actually an infantry squad here. In fact, I can just get you guys something now. I'm going to break off a second P8 team, just so we've got a couple of AT options. So we'll move you over in this general direction, and we are using this what's left of this section just to try and guard their flank a little bit, and then we'll push in. Our mortars did fall. Don't know how much damage they've done, but we shall wait and see. Since we're all here, let's maybe kick things off, and let's kick things off over here. Since we'll run another minute, see what chaos this little German squad does to us. And then otherwise we can see if there's any movement at farmhouse, and if not, we can put another cut in. I mean, it's I was going to say it's amazing when they're taking casualties. One of our scouts have unfortunately bitten the dust there. And I'm really worried what's going to happen to this Bren carrier if we're not careful. Also worried about this team pushing in before the suppressive fire really gets going. We kind of need that soon, please, Mr. Bren man. Come on. Oh, the slow turning. This is surprisingly tense. It's You are still there, yes? Oh, you've surrendered. That wasn't tense at all. When did you give up? Right, so here you are. Happily gunning down my soldiers. Kill a guy, and then they're like, yeah, I'm out? Yeah, pretty much. Oh well, that's unfortunate. No, well, okay, but let's not be honest. That's not the end of the world. I'll take a single loss. He could have easily wiped out most of that scout platoon. I mean, it's only a couple of guys, but he could have taken out the brain gun, which is always the fear. I think that's where most of the firepower is. And over here, I don't know if we actually got much more contacts this turn. Seems to be pretty quiet. Okay, you just open up an HMG, that's good. We'll bring in our slightly heavier gun. This seems steady. Well, obviously I'm expecting more German positions somewhere. I'll have to get my scouts on the go as well. But this seems a reasonable start to taking over this chateau. Probably teams within the building itself. which is okay. If it's just teams of infantry, I'll just hammer it with the 37 and the 40. Not worried about that. Need to identify them, and then I'll blow them up. Cool. Alright, that was fairly steady. I'll continue to put some cuts in, and again, we're just kind of continuing to push forward. They've got a company. They're kind of pushing forward through through the forest here towards the kind of edge of the Charlie objective. We've then got, I think it's C company, kind of holding the ground here. Just in the centre, and then we have D company, so pushing up towards the Chateau. Do I have a B company as well? Oh yeah, they're the ones over by the sawmill, and they're pushing up into the forest now, and their plan is going to be sweep round in quite a large arc towards the side of Bois Jérôme Saint-Ouen. Okay, so I'll keep going. We'll wait and see, we get a bit better idea of the positions around here, and then we can come back and see how we're getting on. So the defences are starting to take shape. We've uncovered another foxhole here, which has a heavy machine gun team in it. We did a little bit of suppressive fire, but we're struggling to get sight lines. Our 40mm here is complaining of a reverse slope, which just means he can't quite see the ground, but was happy to shoot at them when we did have a spot, but not sure we inflicted casualties, so have to keep an eye on that team. And then on this flank, we actually stumbled across another foxhole in the forest. The reason this terrain is pretty horrible. And yeah, our brain carrier here starts to do a bit of good work, obviously keeping suppressed. We do have an infantry section just off to the left of screen that is slowly moving in position, but then we do take a grenade, thankfully just a flesh wound. The team get a little bit spooked and pull back, and in fact cause a casualty on the way out. So that's what I said around the, if I'm going to push a vehicle into a bit more of a dangerous spot, I'd rather it be a carrier than one of my dingles, although perhaps the dingle would be better suited. He looks like he's breaking and running already. So we can see definitely one alive, one dead, and one running. He's obviously got... is that a rifle grenade attachment? Yeah, that could be what he hit him with. We have to watch out for this chap because he does have an MP40. But my infantry section isn't too far away. Here we go. Well, hopefully we can get them to pick off the guy that's fleeing, and we'll continue to suppress it, add some suppressed fire with this brain carrier. Why don't we do that right now? And yes, I know you're running away, that's not a problem, I understand why, but please stop. We're going to do a target command. Yeah, full target's fine. You're plenty of... Oh, you don't have plenty of ammo. No, you do. Plenty of ammo. Just looking in the slightly wrong place. Yeah, just light up those foxholes. I would love it if you guys could kind of hunt forward a little bit. A little bit dodgy. It's just how... I mean, that is so super close. But I'm never quite sure how far we need to go before you actually make the spot. I'm hopeful that we can keep Mr. MP40 suppressed. Now, we also have some bigger guns, so why don't we bring our bigger guns into play? We come to say here, and then we should be able to, probably just on the target briefly, maybe hit him just for 30 seconds, a shell or two, to convince him that he really doesn't want to wake up and start mowing down my infantry troops. We shall move you forward, and then we'll again squeeze forward a little bit with our scouting elements. I'm conscious of that HMG over there, so I don't want to push too far forward, and likewise here. I might get you guys to pop forward a tree, just so that's very open. Just so you're kind of out of the way. And you know, it is open, but unfortunately I need a little bit more info. Now on this flank, yeah, you guys are slowly moving up. There's some options. I think I'm going to switch your job. Clear this target. I'm going to have you scoot forward to a position where you're more comfortable streaming brain fire into that position. And then in the interim, I might just have you hit this position for maybe 30 seconds. Oh, you're really struggling with these aim points. It's frustrating. Alright, again, just hit that twice, and that's fine, we'll move on from there. We've got a little dingle there, which is just kind of not doing very much of anything at the minute, but that's quite okay. And yeah, and that's kind of it. Our P8 teams are first one's slowly moving position, second one's a little bit farther off. I've got to decide whether I want to send them in piecemeal or both at the same time. Tempted to maybe do it one at a time, try and sneak one in, and that way if there's a very angry German with a machine gun too close, I'm not at risk of losing them both. Let's hit the continue button. We can watch this one live. We'll see what happens to our little German friends over here. But the fear of potentially blinding yourselves to things that happen elsewhere, but we'll keep a close eye on this. It looks like he might get away, you know. A lone German rifleman somewhere in the woods. Oh! In fact, his commander's gone down, which is really, he was a real danger man with the MP40. And now you've run away over there somewhere. Definitely has a capacity to cause me problems in the future. And I'm not gonna lie, is a little bit irritating. But okay. Can't do huge amounts about that. Always with, I mean, one rifleman, okay, he's not going to do that much damage. Always the fear is he ends up standing on some kind of objective point. And that seems to be about the end of the interesting things happening over here for just now. We'll have to get some infantry up on this position so I can better assess what's going on. But we're going to continue our slow push, identifying German positions and taking them out as we go. And yeah, maybe I'll bring you back in when we get our P8 team having to go at this tank. Or if something spectacular happens over here. But if it's just, you know, see a foxhole, shoot it up, close it out and take it out, I might just kind of keep those ones off camera, just in view of pressing forward with things. But let's see if we can't kill ourselves a Panzer IV this episode. Alright, I shall be back shortly. Okay, we're continuing to push in on the Chateau. Things seem to be going quite well, and then we got this contact really close on the left of a German infantry squad, which was only if we're going to end one way. And you see hitting the Panzerfaust and yeah, lots of grenades. One dead Bren carrier. We were relatively close with our infantry, but no one had made this spot in there, which is a bit unfortunate. We also identified another infantry team or machine gun position in this building. And unfortunately, I had given issues with the squad to enter the ground floor of this building, and for whatever reason, two of them decided they really wanted to run round the front of the building, and that's costing their lives. Thankfully, it was just a two riflemen and not the Bren carrier, so we are actually a bit of firepower out, and we will get our Bren carrier when he stops running away, come back and help suppress this position. Although, actually, our Bren carrier did pretty good work, and is that the... used to get a machine gunner there, my good man. Excellent. Well, we're having lots of luck with taking machine gunners first. That doesn't usually happen. Okay, that's pretty good from that side of things. Not so good on the Bren carrier front, and our scout team who were coming to support them failed to notice the infantry are now going to get chewed to pieces. But we shall bring in some additional support. Meanwhile, our sneaky Panzer Shrek team have, unfortunately, some eagle-eyed Germans in here. Have managed to been spotted from a distance by this chap with an MP40 who hasn't injured them but has caused them to the ground. We did get a very, very brief tank of transform. It's literally there, or there, I should say. So it's a bit frustrating that they haven't seen it, and he has. So I'm not quite sure what to do. I'm tempted to try and give you guys like a slow crawl movement forward, but I'm worried you're just going to be picked off by MP40 man. So the real move might be just tell you to spend a minute hiding and then pop up and crawl forward, and maybe we'll try and bring in some suppressive fire onto this foxhole position when you do that, which is a bit slow and a bit boring, but it's the way I'm going to go. Meanwhile, Cromwells have turned up. Here they are. I've got 3 Cromwell 4 cruiser tanks, looking lovely, and I've decided to spend 2 of them up the right hand side, and one of them is spinning all the way over to the left, which was very long and tortuous movement order along the roads. And the reason for that is I was a bit worried about lack of firepower on this left hand side, so I wanted to put one over there. And as for the other 2, if you allow me to zoom out a little bit, you can see where these roads are. And I do want to try and stick to these dirt roads just because I'm worried about vehicles bogging, and in fact I've already had the chap here bog once going cross country, but thankfully he unstuck himself. Also, we know this is relatively safe from a mine perspective and a German perspective. So we can get all the way up to, I think it's about here I've told them to go, which allows us to either keep pushing up this road and into the latter objectives. We can also go cross-country to try and get in behind the Panzer IV if we're worried about that. And, oh, that's a new contact. Potentially we're going to have to do that. Or we could actually come along here and end up on the main route again. Again, we could come in behind or head back towards the main. So there's lots of options from this right-hand side, and we know it's a safe route. So that's why I've sent 2 of them up in that direction. So I'm getting a little bit long in the tooth, but I would like to try and push on this Panzer IV. But tell you what, let's stick around for another minute of action before we do that. So you see, now you can actually see this position. Bit unfortunate because I actually want you to help with this building here. Although I could get potentially you to do that. Can you shoot this building? Not yet. Okay, here's what we're going to do. You presumably are going to target that guy. It's not a problem. Scoot forward a little bit. I'm going to have my 40mm head over this way ever so slightly. And then hopefully put a round into... Why? No. I disagree. You can definitely see that building. We may need to let them live for a little bit. You are going to stop running away. You're going to move forward. And you're going to put some suppressive fire into this building. That's fine. How else can I deal with that? I suppose I could... Yes, this is how we're going to deal with that. You're going to come and you're going to put some suppressive fire onto this building. I might need to get you a little bit wider. I fear we will lose the second of our scouts here. Which is a bit of a shame. Sometimes it cannot be helped. Oh, this is a really awkward sight line we're trying to set up here. Oh, yeah. Now, thing is, every step is just that one step closer. I think you can definitely see that building from this spot. But it's kind of a case of this is my final answer, you're killing me. Good news everyone, new plan. I'm going to get you to come. It's a little bit more tortuous. And it'll probably take you a little bit more time. You're going to come around this way. It's probably too far. Well, that's a terrible angle. Let's get you to come in. Well, actually, you might be able to do it from if I get you to come in this way. Again, this is far more faffing around than I like to do on camera. Okay, there we go. And you can put around that building. Probably not going to help for you, my friend. You can just book it to here. Okay, we didn't have them last time. We did get a spot of the HMG team. Have lost at least one of their members, which is always a pleasure to see. Let's go forward a little bit. So yeah, let's run the next minute and we'll see where we go from there. And then we'll focus on this and then we can cut back and see what else happens. Hopefully he makes it, but you never know. Looks like actually they're getting out of this building. Or actually no, they're just dying and that's moving their icon. That's good. Ooh, that is not. Hang on. Whoa, whoa. What was that? Okay, that was a definite ouchie. Right, now you just got a rifle. I'm not entirely sure what that was. Let's see if I can see like a flash from something over here that would indicate it might be a armored car or a tank or a grenade throw, but honestly, I don't know. It tells me I want some more scouts out this way to find out exactly what's going on there. Unless it was... No, it's definitely one of you guys. Unsure. Wherever it was painful. And these guys are getting chewed on from 2 directions. Okay, not pleasant. This section's been pretty much decimated. And you're having an absolute nightmare pathfinding. Excellent! Little plan comes together, eh? Right. Are you engaging this heavy machine gun? No, you're not. I'll need to tweak your order slightly to change that. Fine. Okay. That was not that great of a minute. You. What's happening over here? Just generally getting shot at a little bit. Yeah, okay. And you've taken a bullet. Fine. Just need to stay alive long enough. We can maybe get some suppressive fire with this team. Let's just check that now. Any chance you can supply some suppressive fire, I believe, to here? Yeah. Oh, forests, how you frustrate me. No chance. I mean, go somewhere like here and then get them to fire across. I'm worried about obviously if I try and get there at a reasonable turn of knots, which I would like to do, but they end up becoming the victim of the team they're there to suppress. It's always dangerous when you are running, and even then you can't. Arg. Right, okay, I'm going to go away and fiddle with that later because I don't like what we've done there. I'm tempted to try and get you guys just to get forward. See if you can't see this tank. Probably a bit of impatience going to be my downfall. I mean, what we could do is actually just get you guys to move into here, where I know you're going to have a line of sight, albeit because you're going to be shot at, but that might be the way we have to do it. Okay, I'll go work with that. If we come back, and then hopefully we'll come back when we either get a shot or they've been horribly brutalized. Over here. You guys just need to hang out where you are. You're continuing to suppress what's left of the forces in that building. I'm okay with. You worked out what it is you're doing and where you're going? Yeah. That's okay. I need you to actually start engaging this target. Which presumably you'll do if I point you in the right direction, but let's give you an actual order to do it as well. And this team seems to be going okay. So we're going okay on one side, not so well on the other. Have we got 2 dead Germans now? We've got a lot of dead Germans now, okay. Well done, Bren Carrier. A really good result there, actually. Have you just scooch up and see what's going on? Conscious, of course, there may be something over here which is heavily armoured and angry. Got the guys in the hunt order because there was that lone rifleman kicking around in here. I don't want to blunder through them, but yeah, I'm really, really interested to work out what that explosion was. Okay. I think this is everything we want. I'm tempted to do something like that. Well, that's not very good actually. You know, if you put a target square in front of where you want, obviously if they're shooting along the ground, then it's going to suppress people behind it as well. But maybe we'll leave that for now. I get the feeling my Piat team is just going to roll over dead in a minute. Alright, let's run it 1 more minute live, and then I'll probably have to. Oh yeah, definitely, this is very long. All things there. Alright, we'll not concentrate on the Piat team first. Ooh, and of course the Bren carrier gets taken out. Was it that by that HMG team? Yeah, because you've been failing to fire upon them, you fool. Look how close you are. You still missed. Right, we need to go back and rescue our Bren carrier. I really missed 37 mil to help out the remnants of the squad. There's one of them left. Ouch. Okay, these guys have... it could have just been a Piat they launched the building. Wouldn't be the first time the Germans have done that. Hey, another 37 mil slowly getting involved. Fine. Oh, it does look like there is one survivor. For now. Somewhere amongst all the dead bodies. Okay. So I don't spoilerize things. I'm all the way back over here. Let's see what happens. Probably just jump forward in 5. So we made it a little bit. Oh, I knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. I mean, I get it, yeah, crawling across the ground, but... What? Yeah. Oh, now you guys turn up. Can you even see them? No. And you can't see them anymore. Just pilots only if you're carrying a Piat you can be seen. Oh, of course now you see the tank. Well, I know it's a tank, but you've dropped the Piat guy's dead. Otherwise, look, we're in the tank. But I fear it's going to end badly for you now, my friend. What are you going to do? Yeah, figures. And now he's alerted to the threat and slow drives away. Although maybe we can get him behind him with something else. This is where I actually wanted to park a cruiser just down the road so we can spot that and cause him some troubles. But right, okay, well we're gonna have to call it a cut there. It's going okay. I'm a little upset by the amount of casualties we've taken here. That's not a great outcome. We wandered a little bit into a trap. Apart from that's going okay. Yes. And I still need to find a way of dealing with him. And generally unblocking this position in the centre of the map. We do have another Piat team somewhere. We did have another Piat team somewhere. Well... Fiddlesticks. Yes, they have been murderized at some point. And I, in my premium commanding skills, have failed to notice when that's happened. Okay. So, that means the only Piat weapon we have in this entire area is on dead man on the ground. Awesome. Some work to be done, some Cromwells to be called upon. And potentially some Piat to utilise over here. Is it really just the one we've got? Yeah. Okay, some challenges ahead to try and sort out this little issue in the middle. But I'm sure, no doubt we'll get there. Anyway, that's going to call it for today. Hope you have enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheerio!